Well, I think one of the events that stands out as we started out as an orchestra was a result of our willingness to do almost anything. And Andy Lane, who was the manager at the time, received a call from a production company wanting to use an all-male orchestra dressed in boxer shorts to film a dream sequence for the television show Sequest. And so the result was we hired an orchestra for this production company, and we met at about midnight at Lake Eola, and the orchestra was filmed and given boxer shorts to change into. They all had to be uniform, and T-shirts, and we performed in the Lake Eola band shell with the actor Roy Scheider on the podium. And Mr. Scheider was watching Andy Lane, who was behind the orchestra, not on camera, and was mirroring his motions as a conductor. And so we played the music, and eventually it made it onto the dream sequence that was part of Roy Scheider's character in the television show. And when we did that, I thought, okay, well, we've just moved the boundary a little bit, and I think we'll see what comes next. And you know, there are no boundaries, apparently. When we started out, actually, the organization that we became part of was called Music Orlando, and it had been started by some wonderful singers in town, the majority of whom were also attorneys, and they had set it up with all the correct paperwork to be a not-for-profit corporation. We joined forces with them in several collaborations, which became the beginning of our Sounds of Summer series, which is still the self-sustaining series that we produce every summer. Board members come and go, conductors come and go, administrators come and go in orchestras. There's a fair amount of turnover. Why is it that the people who are really with the orchestras the longest amount of time, the musicians, as long as 20 and 30 and sometimes 40 years in an orchestra, why is it that the musicians have the least to say about the governance of the institution they're part of? So we thought, why don't we take another look at this and consider having musicians as part of the board of directors. When musicians see that kind of commitment to the organization, it makes them also more committed. It gives one a sense of well-being, and that what we do as musicians is important and is considered indispensable to the community. So we have many people to thank for this. Well, in community outreach, when I think of the Orlando Philharmonic, it goes back to our sense of the organization as a service organization. And to find a way, after the experience with the Florida Symphony Orchestra, to believe in and create a perception that a local professional orchestra is indispensable to a community. And the community outreach for students who would not otherwise have the opportunity to be involved in music is a valuable experience, not only for the children involved, but also for the musicians involved. I think what amazes me most about the success of the Orlando Philharmonic over the years is the extent to which it's been embraced by people in the community. The people members of the Friends of the Philharmonic, volunteers, board members, have really gone the extra mile over the years to help sustain this organization and to see to it that even in hard economic times that it can flourish. So it's the fact that it's been embraced by so many people in the arts community and out of the arts community, as well as foundations and policymakers in the community, that we owe our success.